A truth avoided. What does it mean to be rich or poor? You can have all the money in the world, land, influence, still not know how to make the people you love feel safe and loved. Do you understand that? See, we've been taught that poverty is measured by money. We have been taught that a poor person is someone who lacks land, property, investments, influence, or large bank accounts. But I stand and sit before you today and say that poverty is far deeper than any empty wallet. A people are not poor because they cannot buy land. A people are not poor because they do not own skyscrapers, because they lack stock portfolios, luxury cars, or political connections. A people are poor when they lose themselves. A people become poor when they no longer know who they are. A people are poor or become poor when they stop believing in themselves and begin seeing themselves through other eyes, those who profit from their insecurity. See, money can buy many things: land, contracts, influence, silence, a room that people stand up when you walk in. But you see, money cannot buy the look on another person's face when they trust you enough to tell you the truth about themselves and ask for nothing in return. Money cannot buy the peace a child feels when they know they are loved exactly as they are. Money cannot buy a family that feels safe, a community that trusts one another. Dignity, character, courage. Money can't buy that. It cannot buy a woman's decision to love a man honestly when the whole world is telling her not to. Can't buy a man's willingness to stand beside that woman when doing so costs him comfort, approval, status, or popularity. Because real love has a price that money cannot pay. Real love requires truth, sacrifice, courage. It's becoming rare. Too many of us have been taught to seek comfort over truth, seek acceptance over authenticity. Too many of us have been taught to become someone else instead of becoming ourselves. We have become afraid to stand on our own 2 feet, afraid to think our own thoughts, afraid to trust our own judgment, afraid to challenge stories that were written about us before we were even born. And that is a dangerous kind of poverty. And it's one that we should never accept. But we don't know our ancestors. We don't have them around anymore to teach us, and we only have what the European has taught us. Most of us won't do anything on their own. Because once a people stop believing in themselves, they will borrow their identity from someone else. But we've been conditioned into another identity, the one that the poor people gave us. Now we call them rich. But we were the rich and they were the poor. See, once a people stop trusting themselves, they will borrow their values from someone else. They will spend their lives begging others for permission to exist. We are approaching that danger now. We're losing families, communities, confidence in one another. Not because we lack resources, but we do, but because we are allowing false narratives to replace the truth. And when you don't know the truth, you don't know what to buy. You give the money back to the people that gave it to you. And that money comes from off the the backs of our ancestors. But you see, the greatest victory any oppressor ever achieves is not taking your land, it's convincing you you are unworthy without their approval. It's convincing you that you cannot survive without their permission. Convincing you that what is natural about you is somewhat and somehow inadequate. But our ancestors survived far worse than criticism. They survived hardship, displacement, violence, the attempt to erase them and us. But you see, they possess something greater than wealth. They possess belief in themselves, in their families, in their communities, in a future that they may never personally see. We need that belief again, because the greatest protection for a family is not money. It is truth. It is trust. It is knowing the people around you love you enough to be honest with you. The greatest protection is creating homes where children are not afraid. Homes where people are free to tell the truth. Homes where a husband and wife, a mother and a father, a son and a daughter can be fully themselves without the fear of rejection. See, the wealthiest people in the world are not those who have the most money. The wealthiest people in the world are those who can look in a mirror and recognize them true selves. Those who can stand courageously on their own 2 feet. Those who can love honestly. Who can build trust. Create safety. Those who can tell the truth when lies would be easier. Because when all the money is gone, when all the titles disappear, when all applause fade away, these are the things that remain. And these are the things that make people rich. Not wealth, not status, not power, but truth, love, courage, family, community, and the unshakable belief that we are enough exactly who we are.